Hello, welcome back. I had to change up my plans a little bit for this episode because at the end of my last episode, I talked about how I was going to be doing an Italian horror box set and a couple films from Imprint out of Australia. I'm not going to be doing that in this episode. I had to save that for Monday because last minute plans popped up and I hadn't finished watching everything I needed to watch for that, so I'm going to save that for Monday. And just because I had to write big reviews for my Instagram on 3 of those movies, so I needed to pay extra attention basically to the movies, try to critique them. So instead, I'm going to give you a stack of movies that I've seen either a shitload of times or I did watch in the last 48 hours. There's 3 of them here I watched in the last 48 hours, and 4 that I've seen so many times that I don't need to rewatch them again to talk about them and give my thoughts. So I'm going to jump right out here, and I'm going to start out with Life. This one is from, I believe, 2017. Yeah, 2017. Has a really good cast. Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, Ryan Reynolds, Hiroyuki Sanada. Just a bunch of other faces you've seen before, too. And I have to say, this movie caught me off guard. Like, when I first watched it a couple of years ago, well, I guess it's 2024, so years and years ago at this point, probably 6 years ago, I honestly did not think it was going to be good. I figured it was just going to be like a run-of-the-mill space movie. And honestly, in the first few minutes when they kill one of the main characters off, I'm not gonna say who, in case you haven't seen it, I was like, ooh, okay. So, and how they do it is also really freaking good. I was like, ooh, this is actually quite exciting. And by the time this is done, I'll say that it honestly felt like I would say it's one of the greatest, like, Alien movies of all time. Like, not Alien as in the Alien franchise, but just like, because it's not a part of the Alien franchise. But just like, I don't know. Like, I just really liked the Alien in this. The atmosphere is awesome. It has a freaking great ending that I didn't see coming. Creepy. Just well made. If you haven't seen Life, you gotta give it a try. Anybody that likes the Alien franchise, I think will find a lot to love in this movie. Because it feels like it got a lot of inspiration from it. Who's the director of this? Daniel Espinosa? Daniel Espinosa? Yeah, give Life a check out, pick it up. It's definitely worthy, top notch. This next one here stars Guy Pearce, Carrie-Anne Moss. This is directed by Christopher Nolan. This is Memento. My Blu-ray here has like lenticular cover, slipcase here. So I had Fallen Out DVD. The DVD version's falling out. It's got the Blu-ray and the DVD. Up until about 8 months ago, I had never seen Memento. I've always heard that it was a top-notch movie. I heard that it was like brilliant filmmaking. So I gave it a watch about 8 months ago, and I have to tell you, it was a bit. I was kind of let down by it. I like it's hard when when you go into a movie from a long time ago that has a ton of hype, and it just didn't. It just wasn't as good as I expected it to be. Now, with that said, I would still give this like a 3.5, and where a lot of people rate it a lot higher than that. But I watched it again for a second time and gave it a second try, and I don't know, like it didn't click with me. Um, and I love Christopher Nolan. I think he's phenomenal. Does great work. But this one just did not click with me. All the acting is great. Guy Pearce gives an excellent performance. Carrie Ann Moss is top notch. The storyline is pretty good. I didn't find it like mind blowing good or nothing, but it's pretty good. And I think here's the thing. I think the reason why I'm giving it a 3.5, like this would be lower for me actually, but the 3.5 is I'm giving it that because of just how well it's made. Like it's kind of solely based on just how different it is, and just how like a lot of it is shot certain ways. I'm not gonna reveal just in case you haven't seen it. Um, like for creativity, it's top notch. It's great filmmaking. But the storyline and everything, just I didn't find myself clicking with it. I didn't end up enjoying it as much as I was hoping. But with that said, it's still worthy of to be in your collection. It's great. Like, sorry, I'm a bit tired. I just got done saying it's not that great, and then I end with it's great. Buy it. I'm trying to sell every movie. Buy everything. That's the end. My end statement here. But yeah, um, it's worthy to be in your collection. I'll keep it at that. Next up here, this is a newer movie. Halle Berry, Patrick Wilson, and John Bradley, who plays Sam in Game of Thrones. This is Moonfall on 4K. Now, I know this movie got a lot of hate. And I understand where all the hate's coming from because, honestly, it is very fake. I'm just going to have a smoke. It's late night again. It's 1:30 in the morning when I'm recording this one. It was a busy day. It is... I really love the sci-fi aspect to it. What's actually going on with the moon. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to tell you. Because it's not your typical end of the world movie. There's more to it than that. A lot more. It's more of a sci-fi, almost horror movie. It's and then like it's just got a good story. I love the story. All the acting's good as well. But then what I really enjoy is the cheese. Like the moon basically comes rotating around the earth so close that you could almost reach up and jump and touch it basically, which is great visuals. I really enjoyed that, especially on 4K. The sound and picture's phenomenal. And I don't know, like it felt creepy. I know it's impossible because the gravitational pull would be so fucked that the science doesn't make sense, but it was just cool and creepy feeling to see the moon just come fucking that close to Earth and do certain things. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. I have to recommend it again. Like, if you're a fan of like apocalypse movies, end of the world films, I think you'll find some fun in Moonfall. Just turn your brain off. Don't think. Just enjoy it. Popcorn flick. Definitely grab it. Next up here, this just came in actually. This is one that I didn't need to watch again because I've seen it a few times over the years. And I also just got it today. I bought this. It was part of the Vinegar Syndrome's halfway to Black Friday sale. I got a pretty good bundle from that sale. There were some good deals in there, including this one. And this is Graduation Day. Nice slipcover here. It's got you can feel the stuff sticking out of it. Yeah. Nice slipcover. Then it comes with the original artwork there on the inside. Not the greatest slasher movie. Like, this is one of the lower tier. 1981, so like the boom of slasher movies era. It's lower tier. It's pretty cheesy. It's not that great. But at the same time, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's another turn your brain off and just enjoy. Linnea Quigley is actually there's another actress that's playing the lead in this, and they film some of the scenes and then she bails. I seen this in a documentary I watched. This info. And so I don't know if it's 100% correct, because I'm going off somebody else. I didn't really look in. I'm just going off what someone else said. But she bailed because of all the sex and nudity that was going to be in the movie, the lead actress. So they replaced her with Linnea Quigley, who's willing to do all of that. And they don't even take the first girl out and reshoot scenes, so all of a sudden the lead actress is a different actress. Pretty cool. Pretty wild. Also, the chick from Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune, she's in this small role. But yeah, it's fun. Like I said, just turn your brain off. It's just your run-of-the-mill early 80s slasher movie. I don't need to describe the storyline and stuff for that. You know what you're getting. High school setting, teenagers getting whacked and fucking. Next up here, I'm going to jump over to the action genre. Absolutely love this movie. Think it's just hilarious. This is The Rundown with The Rock, Seann William Scott. Christopher Walken plays the villain here. Rosario Dawson is in it. A couple other familiar faces. Can't remember their names. But yeah, Rundown. It's just a fun action film again. Like, last episode I did Con Air. This one, thought I'd throw in another action movie that I enjoy a lot and have seen a lot of times. I didn't need to rewatch this again. Just comes with the Blu-ray. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's Seann William Scott I'll start with The Rock. The Rock is hired. He's like a retrieval man. He retrieves things for people. And kind of like a transporter. And he's hired by like a gangster type guy to go and find his son, who is Seann William Scott, played by Seann William Scott. And he's in a nation looking for a jewel. It's like an island nation. And he's looking for a jewel to get rich. He wants to be famous, explorer. You got, the deal there. He just wants to be a famous explorer and rich. And The Rock lands there, and Christopher Walken has basically enslaved all the people there, and he's created a mine. It's like a mining town. and The Rock shows up and stirs shit up, and it becomes a just funny, hilarious actually in some parts. Action movie. It delivers in every category. If you haven't seen The Rundown, definitely check it out. It's one of The Rock's earliest movies as well when he was breaking out of wrestling. 2003 on that one. I think he actually left in 2001, did a couple movies in WWE, and then he came back. He was wrestling in 2003, actually. But yeah, definitely check out The Rundown. I got 2 left for this episode. This next one caught me right off guard. This is Fall from a couple years ago, 2022, I believe. Absolutely terrifying shit here. If you have a big screen TV, this movie, I couldn't even imagine seeing this in the movie theater. I would have had to probably not look for a lot of the scenes because I have a fear of heights, like lots of people do. And the way that this movie shoots the frickin' heights, how high these girls are, is just brutal. Like, there's not much in the way of storyline. It's just typical thrill seekers. One girl has a tragedy happening, so her friend takes her out and to just get her mind off it, and they decide to climb this radio tower, and it's fucking insanely high and narrow, and just the build up, it feels like that Final Destination when they're building up a death kind of stuff. And then the shots from how high they are, it honestly, I felt my heart racing. I was almost having panic attacks at certain moments. It was so uncomfortable. I know this isn't a horror movie, but honest to God, it was one of the scariest movies I've seen in a long time. You have to check out Fall. If you have a big screen, this will give you rushes. You'll be like on the edge of your seat the whole time. And it also has a pretty solid ending too. Little bit of a twist in the end. Not much, but a little one. Yeah, great stuff. And then my last one, this is going to be a quick episode today. My last one, this is Denise Richards, Paul Walker, amongst some other people. This is Tammy and the T-Rex. I also bought this in the Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday sale. Because here in Canada, regular, it was like $60-something. Like, here's the thing. Here in Canada, this halfway to Black Friday sale is still expensive. Like, even with the movies at half price. Like, this was still, like, with tax, it was like $40. Without even getting, like, a slipcover or nothing. Just the regular edition. And that was half off. So, I didn't get a lot. I ended up getting 8 from the Vinegar Syndrome sale, which is still a lot. Like, it was still a couple $100 worth. But Tammy and the T-Rex, I watched this for the first time last year on a streaming service, Tubi, I think. And then I watched it again with Brennan and Sam from Our Life in Horror during one of their watch parties. And then I threw it in again to check out the transfer on this 4K, and it's freaking good. Like, it pictured sounds awesome. But this is just some cheese. Like, this is an absolute cheese fest. But I quite enjoyed it. Like, I thought the comedy lands for the most part. I was laughing quite often throughout the movie. It's ridiculous storyline. For anybody that doesn't know, Paul Walker, these mad scientists basically remove his brain and put it inside a T-Rex. and the T-Rex is like cheesy as fuck. Some of the scenes are really bad CG, but it doesn't matter. Like it didn't pull me out of the experience. I still enjoyed myself quite a bit, even though it was super cheese. It actually was funny. And basically, he's trying to convince her that he's her boyfriend. And yeah, this is a hard movie to explain because it's just ridiculous. It has the growing up kid, like he's growing up now in this movie, but he's the kid that plays Isaac in the original Children of the Corn and a couple of the sequels. Yeah, Tammy and the T-Rex. Honestly, if you haven't seen it, give it a watch. Just know that you're in for an absolute cheese fest. But it's worth it. Like, it's worth it. I'm happy with this Vinegar Syndrome release. Like, I believe this came with the 4K and the Blu-ray here. No reversible art, I don't think, this movie. Oh, wait a second here. What is this? Is it reversible or just, like, French? Okay, so you have that version. It's got everybody on the cover. And then you have the other version that's just her and the T-Rex. So, yeah. That's cool. Acceptable. I always like reversible arts. Pretty solid stuff. Yeah, this is a decent stack. Like I said, I had to pull a couple of them out that I've seen before. There's what you're dealing with this stack. I'll probably have, like I said, my Monday's episode, I'll be doing what I said I was going to do. I got 3 imprints coming in an Italian horror box set that I have one of the movies on pause right now, actually, because I decided I better record that episode. It's getting pretty late. I don't want to be too tired. And I have a box set of 4 Italian horrors with it. It's going to pretty solid so far. Well, yeah, thank you for joining me yet again. Sorry for this end with the yawn. I had a really long day today. I had to do a bunch of shit that I'm not used to having to do. So it tired me out. So I'm just going to go lay down, relax, finish up my movie I'm watching, and call it a night. So thank you for joining me. I will talk to you on Monday. Enjoy your weekends.